What is going on out there, good people, and welcome back to LMDTNT, where I am living my dream, trading and traveling. Hope everybody out there is doing well today. As for myself, I'm doing pretty good out here in the shop, as you can see, giving these machines a break just long enough for me to go ahead and get a trade recap done. Today was a fairly adventurous trading day. I'm gonna just say it like that. Started off fairly decent. Started off small green, only trading the cash account, and like I say, decent little small green. Kind of started around the usual time that I would like to trade, but I did something that I had no business doing, and that was taking a trade from my cell phone. I took that trade, and in the cell phone it has brackets set, and the brackets are very small, so it's like as soon as I took that trade it was red and it closed the trade out. So I was like, no, let's get up and let's go sit at the laptop and actually trade. So that's what I did. So let's go ahead, let's bring up the charts before we get too far into how I traded. Got everything pulled up. As y'all know, this is my layout. This is what I like to look at when I am trading. Got 4 different time frames on the chart. Once I mark out my levels, I will go ahead and just kind of focus on the 1 minute chart. But let's take a look and let's see what we did today. Ended up trading all 3 accounts. I do trade 2 Take Profit Trader Pro accounts. These are $25,000 accounts that you can make money with. They're 25K accounts, like I say. You have a drawdown of $1,500. So don't be confused by when I say the account is $25,000. It's really just a $1,500 account. You lose $1,500. Kaboom, that account is done. But on the flip side, if you make over $1,500, anything that you make in that account is your money, and you can make withdrawals daily. You could pull, you want to pull a minimum, I think, of $250 out per day. Otherwise they charge you $50. So you definitely want to be making sure that you're not just giving them any more money. Also, I want to say it's an 80-20 split. So you got to take that into account as well. Whatever you request, they're going to keep 20% and they're going to pay you 80%. So those are those 2 accounts. Then you see LMD Trading. That's my actual cash account. And that cash account is basically funded to where it kind of mimics a Take Profit Pro account, meaning that it's funded with it started with about $1,300. I want to say it's up to about $1,600 right now. But what that allowed me to do is to be able to trade 3 accounts. I don't trade these linked. I trade them each individually. And the goal is to make about $200 a day. On the other side, I don't want to lose no more than about $175 a day. Today was a day that my cash account, it saw drawdown more than that. And the reason that I didn't quit trading was because it was due to my actions, but not directly due to my actions. So let's go ahead. Let's run through these charts real quick, and then we'll kind of look at those trades in my cash account. Not going to focus on the Take Profit accounts today. You see we're up about $300 in each of those accounts. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We're up $300 in each of those accounts, and then we're up $100 in the cash account. Let's go ahead. Let's break these charts down real quick. I'm gonna start with the daily. I like to start at the highest time frame and work my way down to what I actually trade. if we see on the daily chart, and you got to excuse all of these price levels, in order for me to show them on all charts, it shows it on all charts. So it's going to show it on the daily chart too, which I kind of don't like sometimes. But let's look. This was yesterday's daily candle. That's the low. That's the high. If you're trading inside of that candle, basically call that an inside day. You're trading inside the previous candle. Guess what we did? We broke out of the low of that candle. This is where you could really see some good things happen because you're not fighting with people that were trading inside that candle. But I'm gonna back this out. Notice what the daily chart has been doing. It's green. It's still green, so it's still bullish. But every time that it pulled back, it would pull back to this 100 moving average. Then bounce. Then pull back and bounce. This time it pulled back, didn't quite come all the way down, bounced. Look at where we're at today. We have broken this 100 moving average. We're trading just below it right now. So, do we bounce? Do we bounce? Or do we stay heavy and keep going down? And notice, it actually bounced off of a 15-minute level that's marked on the chart. And this is why I kind of don't get rid of my levels. Like some of them don't really be in play today. And I'll keep them on there just because they will come back and play. And look at that. It bounced off of that level. Next, let's take a look at the 15-minute. 15-minute, we are red. It's bearish. This was 4 o'clock this morning, 4:45. Nice bounce off of that 15-minute level. Came up, retested previous day's high. Pushed off of it, retest again, and failed horribly. And we on our way back down to that level. So that's 15-minute. 5-minute. Notice as we go into a lower time frame, you start seeing more kind of price action. So on the 5-minute, if we go back to 4 o'clock this morning, this is where it tapped at, made a nice move up to the next 15-minute level, pulled back, came up, broke through it, came up, tested that previous day's high. We also had a 200 level up there, which is that, and that's on a higher time frame, that aqua line, and then rejection. Are we going all the way back down to this right here before we finish this video today? We'll see. And then we have what I trade, the 1-minute chart. Before we do that though, I'm gonna go ahead. I did this yesterday. I'm going to copy and then I'm gonna paste. And I'm gonna put the current 5-minute levels. So that's the higher one. We'll copy. And I probably should have did this for the 15 because if the 15-minute level is at the same spot, I will usually not do the 5s. So let's go over to the 15-minute real quick. 15 doesn't have a supply. This just came straight down, so no supply. The demand is already set from a previous one. So the 15 is good. We're not gonna mess with that. Then we got the 1 minute. Now I could blow up my 1-minute chart because I have my levels for the 15-minute. And this is what go back out to 4 o'clock just so we can kind of see the same picture on both of them. Notice a lot more herky-jerky on the 1 minute because on the 5-minute, for every 5 minutes, that's 5 candles. Every 15 minutes is one 15-minute candle. You get the drift. So you get a lot more price action. But I like trading the price action. But that's how the 1 minute looks. So what we're going to do, we're going to go and look at the trades that I took this morning. And I'm going to kind of explain to you why today was a fairly jacked up day. So this is this morning's chart. I always like to see what it did about an hour before I get into the market. So I said, I ain't gonna even say I sat down, y'all. Like I said, I did something that I shouldn't have done because I just talked about it the previous day with Vega. This morning, laying in bed, pulled up my phone, looking at a Tradovate chart, not even my layout chart. But what I wanted to do, I saw how the market was kind of holding. I wanted to go long right here. And I was going to give this some room. I was going to give it some room. I got in it on my phone, and on my phone, I don't know what the brackets are set to, but it's very tight. As soon as I got in, it stopped me out right there. Let's see. 12, it stopped me out at, that's like an 8-point bracket. One contract, I lost like $16. So I was like, oh no, let's go ahead. Let's get up. Let's get the laptop set up, and just I kind of want to just kind of scalp this area. So I jump in and I get in 2 contracts right here. Market pushes into this supply, and I'm just kind of trailing it kind of tight. So it comes back down, it tags me. Market flushes out, comes back up. I jump back in long here. Again, I'm giving this some pretty good room. And I get long. I get I get another little push up. Oh, we over here now, I'm sorry. So pulls back, it gets this other little push up, and I kind of start trailing as it gets to this 5-minute level. And I kind of get out of the position. And at this point, I'm like, quit playing, dude. You kind of trading scared. So cut it out. Cut it out. Let's look at one thing, though. Had I traded what I should have been trading, which is that right there, it's $81 risk. It's not bad. I don't mind an $81 risk trade. It hit target right there. So had I traded this setup, break of supply, stop at the low, I'm getting in at 711 and I'm out at about 740. And I just made $80 in about 30 minutes. Not bad. But I didn't do that. I said, all right, let's shut this down. Let's go back to sleep. So I shut it down, go back to sleep. Then I get up and I come in the shop. And after all of this, I really was not feeling too hot with the way that I was trading. And I made that comment to Vega in Discord. I was like, I don't know what it is today, but something just does not feel right about me wanting to trade today. So market keeps on moving. I come out in the shop about 8:30ish, and I am talking with Vega. And I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna switch over to the Discord real quick. Right there. So this is the Discord, and you notice at 8:48, I mentioned that this part of the chart, and I hadn't even got to that part of the chart yet though, but this part of the chart I highlighted. I said that entire area is a range for me that I already feel like I can get blazed in trying to trade it. Definitely will wait until after the open to see if someone can gain control, someone being either the Bears or the Bulls. And I just say I'm really just talking out loud. And then Vega says, yeah, dust will settle, get a market time post open. So kind of agreeing with what my thought process was. Leave this foolishness alone. Don't want to get blazed up. So now we're back at the chart. So I'll keep scrolling. Keep on scrolling. Boom. Look at that. 8:35. This is before I made that comment that I didn't want to trade that area. Guess what happened, y'all? Somewhere over here, I had put an order in the system. It triggered right there. I had no clue. At about 8:55, I look at my cell phone and I notice an alert that Tradovate had sent me saying that I'm in a trade. And I'm like, what in the world? So I open up the charts because, again, I don't want to trade that area. So I'm not watching the charts. I'm out in my shop working. I open up my charts and price is right there. And you know what I did, y'all? I just hit exit. I just got out of the trade. It got me out at the very top of that wick. So once it got me out, now I'm like, oh, that was kind of stupid. Just took a pretty decent sized loss. Gave back everything I made here, plus a hefty size loss. But I looked at the chart real quick, and no zone trades. We're in chop. We're green, red, green, red, green. But we had flipped back green, and I looked at this. Got a red. That's basically a red candle. I may change these back to red just because. It's a red candle. It flipped back green. It flipped back red. And then it flipped back green. So I already know I'm not about to try to play with that short. So I got out of it anyway. But I get long right here. I get long and I say, I'm going to give this range. I'm going to give this some serious range. Range being all the way down here. I'm going to give this some range to work. It's 9 o'clock. Market's going to open at 9:30. I think this is going to go back up to this blue line. Now, I'm hoping it does it before 9:30. I'm hoping, please, let this do this because I want to be in a trade and the market opens and just tanks. But based on what I'm seeing in my chart, we're over this 5-minute level. We've already broke it, retest, broke, retest. It didn't really go, it did come down to that one. So it did go from that level to that level, but we got back above it. So I'm like, all right, let's give this a try. Yellow candle, not what I want to see. Not what I want to see. Because I need yellow candles. For one, what I've noticed is if I get a yellow candle here and then another higher one, that's kind of like a higher low. But this one's kind of even. Normally market's going to pull back after that. What does it do? It pulls back after it. I add right there, y'all. I add. And now hard stop right here. Whatever this trade and that trade does, and it stops me out there, I'm going to take that loss. I'm going to probably give back everything I made last week. It'd be like that. Not what I want to do. Not even what I should be doing. But guess what I entered in on, y'all? A pink candle. It's a red candle. This should bounce. That should bounce. Especially if I'm thinking the market is going higher. Market chops. 9:29. 1 minute before the market opens. Wham. Look at that nice candle. Flipping the chart green. Now we got, and actually I think that's 2 minutes before because these candles run a little crazy. Yep. 1 minute before I get my push. I'm back green on the day in this candle. I could get out right now and I'll be green on the day. I said, no, I got my target where my target is at. Market opens. It does not look back. Boom, banger candle. My order is sitting right there. Anybody that knows how I trade, I don't want my order sitting like right at that level for it to reject. See how that one kind of did it? It actually peekabooed and then it rejected. But I don't want to let it get up there close and then reject. But this doesn't do that. I'm out at 277. This thing goes up to about call it 317. That's 40 points. I'm in like 2 contracts down there. That's another $160 in that move. But I was like, nope, I'm done. Shut this mess down. Market comes back down. It would have put me in drawdown, rips up another leg. I don't care about all that. Look at that 61.8 level, rejects, chops around, comes back up, pushes over, retest, fail, retest, fail. And that probably was it for the day. Nope, it comes back up, retested again. There's the retest and hold. That's right, because we did go see previous day's high. Up to the 78 level, and there's previous day's high right there, 100. Goes up, retests, comes back down, gives it up, comes back up again and tries to break it, leaving a lower high right here. Comes back, peekaboos. That's all she wrote. It's gone. Actually, no, it peekabooed twice. I'm sorry. And then it gave up the ghost. Gave up the ghost. We get the red flip. There's that pink candle. Got it kind of highlighted. Now what I want to see are supplies below it. Supplies below it. Once that happens, this is a downtrend. I'm not going to take this trade right here into here. This is that one that bounces. I don't want that one. I want these over here. There was no demands really to break other than this big one. So could have just took this and put the stop on the upside. But there's the first real good trade right there. That's an easy trade. Easy trade. Risking 40 bucks. Easy trade, risking 40 bucks. And you get target right there. 2 contracts, you just made 80 bucks. 4 contracts, you just made 160 bucks. Oh yeah, there's another one. Let's look at that one. Because again, now the market's in trend. Every time that a supply takes out a demand, that supply should not get broken. And when it does, then the trend is done. That one there is risking 53, looks like it. Let me delete that one. Oh, I already had one sitting there. Boom. 54, risking 54. 1 contract, quick, easy, 50 bucks. Quick, easy, 50. If you got 2 contracts, quick, easy, 100 bucks. Boom, target right there. Less than 10 minutes. See how this supply right here didn't take out a demand, but it got broke? That's why I just don't trade those. That's why I don't trade them, just because. So let's see where we at. Market just continuing to tank, continuing to tank. See these get broke? I really gonna fool with them. And now we're over here. This supply takes out that demand. Let's see what the range is on it. Definitely not trading anymore. $44 is going to get taken out though anyway. So again, that's invalid. It has to take that out. Oh, it's power hour too. This mom be watching. I can't be cussing on here. But this probably ripped back up to the high side. But on that note, I'm going to go ahead. I am going to wrap this video up. As always, thanks for checking me out. If you hadn't hit that like button, please do so. If you're not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, we can continue the conversation in the comments. This is another one of those days where it was just, I didn't have a stop in the system. But once I saw that that was a trade I shouldn't have been in, get out. Get out. Live to fight another day. The old LMD, I would have tried to salvage that trade, y'all. I would have tried to add into the position, hoping that I can get a little flush down. And before I know it, I'm in 10 contracts and the thing then went 30 points against me. And now I'm down $600. Get out. Take that loss. What I have learned is if I keep the losses manageable, I can get back green. I can get back green. So keep that in mind, y'all. If you're in a trade and you shouldn't be in it, get out. Get out. Get out. Give yourself a chance to fight another day. And on that note, I'm going to wrap this one up. Peace.